Purity pop. Let's get it. Okay, so hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Naya and this is NayaSayz. Today we're going to be talking about the movie Malignant, and before we even get started, I just want to put this out there. This is an esoteric recap of what's going on. Esoteric, metaphysical, meaning generally we're going to get to the deep symbolic meaning of what Hollywood really was trying to tell you when they made this movie. And I know that it went over some people's heads, and that's why I'm here to break it down. So let's get started. The movie Malignant. Okay, so spray some Florida rose water, clear the scene, clear the energies, because it gets crazy. All right. Malignant, right? Okay, so in the movie, they start off with this scene where there's like a crazy something happening in this creepy red lit hospital room, and they're talking about, ooh, we gotta kill out the cancer. Gabriel has these special powers, how he can influence the electricity and broadcast his thoughts over the loudspeakers, right? Automatically, to me, that is Gabriel can tune a certain frequency and influence it, and then it'll be heard. Obviously, literally, just to get started, right? So boom, 27 years later, Madison is in a relationship, an abusive relationship with her husband. So let's get into 27. First of all, we already know 27, aka like the 27 Club. I just wanted to tap into real quick the numerology of the number 27 and how revolutionary of a number that could be. 27 is 3 life cycles. The number 9 represents a full cycle, 2 plus 7, 2 being the choices and duplicity we make, 7 being the point of enlightenment. So that's how long this has gone by. And usually at 27, there's some kind of transcendence, right? So now 27 years have passed since she split, or since something has happened in that damn hospital, right? Because it was 1993, and now it's present day, 2020-ish. All right, so boom. Her husband smashes her into a wall, and the back of her head starts bleeding. And then next thing you know, she has a nightmare where somebody enters her home, kills her husband. Somebody enters her home, kills her husband, and knocks her unconscious as well. Wakes up, and her husband is really gone. Like, he's really gone. And all the police come over, do a little investigation, talking about it is one of the craziest types of murder they've seen. Straight up vicious, right? Boom. So that investigation happens. Next thing you know, Madison has another dream, a different night, where some doctor lady is getting killed. And so she freaks out like, yo, I saw this happening last night in my dream. This is crazy. Tells her sister about it, right? And so when the next doctor, Dr. Fields, is killed across the street from the hotel, that's when she's like, all right, time out. Gotta go to the police and let them know. I don't know how, but I am seeing all of this shit happen, right? But then the next thing you know, the other doctor, Dr. Gregory, also gets murdered. And this time, the cop got a chance to see the murder. Now, this is where it's interesting, right? Because the cop, his name is Kakoa, and he is the only person who has seen this thing and survived. And honestly, Kakoa, if you break down the etymology of it, it's a Hawaiian name, and it means the warrior, right? So naturally, the warrior is usually the only one who faces the enemy, right? In storytelling and blah, blah, blah. So, boom. After I concluded that all of these three people, I'm going to get back to the names of the doctors and how all of that ties into this whole thing. So, the killer contacts Madison and it's just like, listen, you know who I am, okay? Call me by my name. And the killer's name is Gabriel. And so, dun, 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 that's very significant because in the Bible, Gabriel is also the name of the archangel that sounds the alarm for the beginning of the apocalypse. Like, y'all, shit is going down. Get ready, right? And it's funny because in the same way that I say that's the archangel's name, what she also used to call Gabriel is the devil, right? But stick with me. This is no fantasy la stuff. This is straight up metaphysical sciences. And typically the devil is represented by the subconscious mind, the first mind.
So it's significant that he says that his name is the devil, right? Because when we're talking the subconscious mind, metaphorically, we're talking about the underworld. And who is the ruler of the underworld? The devil.
So she comes to remember that Gabriel was her imaginary friend growing up. And she just thought that he was a figment of her imagination. But now she's like, nah, this is Gabriel doing all this killing. Gabriel told me so. And y'all need to help me find him. Or y'all need to find him or more people are going to be dead. And so they bring in a hypnotherapist. And the hypnotherapist puts her in a trance. And in that, she can remember her past, right? Some part of her past.
What she remembers is Gabriel talking to her and calling her and telling her to do all that crazy stuff, including trying to kill members of her family.
But more importantly, in going in the trance, that scene happens to coincide with the exact same time that somebody falls from the ceiling, okay, falls from up above, and that person is the same person who did the underground tours, right? Ooh. But on top of that, that person is her mother, right? And if we look socially at the dynamics of how that is like, you know, life, mom had an underage child, and when a child raises a child, some part of them sometimes becomes a little bit detached. And so mom went to the underground, and then that subconscious element of the child has brought back up mom to up here, raised her on a motherfucking pedestal, right? But once the subconscious is revealed or tapped into, she falls back down because there's where the truth falls, right? I don't know, go with me there. That's one of my little things. But yeah, then it turns out that the woman who fell from up above, Jane Doe, is the mom. Okay, she had thought that her mom died. Heaven fell from up above the ceiling in the house that she lived in. So then we're like, okay, Gabriel has lived in this house the whole time. Let's just make this clear. The house represents this woman's being, her mind, her temple.
And boy, oh boy, is that house of hers creepy.
This is where she lives. And being that Gabriel represents her subconscious mind, Gabriel lives there too. Even if Gabriel was stowed away in that little crazy little, I don't even understand where Gabriel went when the cop and Gabriel were like going at it or the cop was chasing them. I'm not sure where they were. They were carriages. If you have any idea of what that represented, old times, let me know. I'm curious too. So, Sydney, who once her sister got locked up because she knew exactly how this was going to happen 2 times before, the killer's clothes and whole memorabilia was up in the attic with the woman who was captive. They're like, girl, you going to jail, okay? So Sydney's like, no, I know my sister didn't do this. So she goes to the old hospital where Emily, aka Madison, had her, reconstructive surgery, right? So boom, we're gonna pause at that too, because she had a reconstructive surgery by Dr. Weaver, right? And she was also operated on by Dr. Gregory and Dr. Fields, right? So before I even get into the reconstruction, let me go into the doctors. The doctors. Gregory, I am assuming that stands for like the Gregorian calendar and time. Dr. Fields, I'm assuming that stands for space, so time and space, and all of this is taken apart. The back of the head, the little teratoma, is taken off by Dr. Weaver, who puts it all together.
So let's just say that this whole space-time continuum definitely suppresses a big part of the whole self, being that we're immortal beings. If we are confined into such a small space and time that life essentially is, then we cut down, I guess, that godlike part of us being bound to time and space. Or should I say believing that you are bound to time and space.
Or essentially does the reconstruction, right? So all of those things come together, and it's Dr. Weaver who takes out the teratoma, aka Gabriel, or pushes Gabriel back in, should I say. Suppresses Gabriel, right? So yeah, boom, reconstruction. This is happening at the age of 8 years old, okay? It's said that the true personality is developed around the age, in the first 7 years of life, right? So at age 8, once Gregory and her, meaning the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, the part of you that is told to be quiet, to shut up, to not do that, to not do this, to, after 7, it's not cute no more. So it's like, cut it out. And so that's the conditioning, the reconstruction. And it's in the form of a doctor who cuts that part of the self off, but also represses what is left to make sure, like, don't peek your head out no more. We're going to stitch you up, sew you up real good. And so the fact that that part of the self gets reconstructed, that makes a bit of turmoil happen in the inner mind, in the subconscious mind, right? So boom, we find out that Gabriel is actually a teratoma. In teratoma, the etymological meaning of that word is that monster growth. Seraton something, meaning monster in Hebrew, and oma meaning growth. And usually they use that word with like carcinoma, sarcoma, so usually some kind of malignant tissue, right? So it's funny that they called Gabriel malignant, or at least portrayed Gabriel to be the malignant thing, right? So that's when we find out, oh, no wonder why the killer moves like backwards and the fingerprints are upside down.
Also, we always see Gabriel coming from behind her, and there's almost always a window in the background.
Upside down, backwards.
Some real get thee behind me type shit.
All connected, right? It's all connected. So Gabriel uses or takes control of Madison's body, and Gabriel goes and fucks shit up. Gabriel don't got no pics. No, actually Gabriel has pics. Gabriel's memory is long, 300 strong, okay? Gabriel does not forget. And the same is said for the subconscious mind, and how that part or any part of your life can be tapped into and accessed via hypnosis, via regression, via meditation, via, via the universe sending some shit from your past back to you so that you can be consciously recollected of it. But yes, okay, yes, all of these things are different ways. And Gabriel came to slay, okay? So, now that we know that Gabriel takes control over Madison, and Madison is now locked up. She's in jail, right? And this is just how you know it's the subconscious mind, right? Because the subconscious mind will really have you thinking that the people who did you wrong are against you.
When in reality, it's usually them who got some shit going on, and you happen to be the person around to get that blowback.
Like, or not even that. Like, when a part of you is stomped out or attacked, a part of you has a resistance to it, right? And it don't got no picks. The next thing you know, you just slap the shit out of somebody, and you be like, something took control over me. What was that, boys and girls? That was that subconscious mind, that inner self coming to save your ass, right? And so when she was in the jail, and all of those women was looking like they was about to do something freaky or something sneaky to her ass while the guards wasn't looking, that Gabriel got tapped in like, you're not here. Oh well. And just went to destroying everybody in the room. No picks. Because at that point, it don't matter who did what. You standing around, you ain't with me, you against me. Bye. Or should I say bye. 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 So then Gabriel goes, still in control over Madison, to the, what do you call that part of the precinct where all of the inventory that the prisoners come in with, goes into there, picks up their items, that sword, that cape, that, I don't know how else to get all the other parts of his body together, but he got it the fuck together. And Gabriel, so crazy that Gabriel has like a scar across the face, like something about that, yeah. But yeah, so Gabriel goes on and slaughters mostly the entire precinct, right? And when I tell you that Gabriel has this superhuman strength, Gabriel can throw people across the room. Gabriel is super fast and coordinated even without looking. Gabriel knows how to motherfucking defend and protect, okay? Gabriel comes through like the motherfucking mom who knows how to lift up a car. That is the same type of, Gabriel is the untapped that. The mom who knows how to lift up a car to save the child. That is Gabriel 24/7. And that is the thing inside of you that wants to come out. That is your inner self expressing. I don't know how to say it, but you are powerful. Okay. Next thing we know, Gabriel done killed everybody. And now Gabriel's like, I'm going to the mother because I was trying to save her for last. Or save you, Madison, for last. But I'm going to get mom, okay? And again, it's funny because mom is usually the, if we saying it like this, right? To a child, mom is God. Mom makes up the rules. Mom is who you answer to. Mom is the judge, jury, and executioner, right? And Gabriel, having had that part of self cut off, literally, like, you excised this whole part of my being, or I am that being. You cut me off. Gabriel wants those hands. Like, mom, I'm gonna get your ass, okay? Like, it ain't no card. No. So, mom is who is about to get got. And Sydney, being that she just came from finding out all the knowledge about how Gabriel got cut off and cut out, decides to head to the to the hospital to let Dr. Cocoa, her little boo, the warrior, okay, and and Moss know that, Gabriel ain't coming to play. Gabriel is powerful, and y'all need to get the fuck away, right? But she also comes to find out that Gabriel is kind of like this, being that it's a teratoma, and teratomas are usually not leeches, but a parasite. Gabriel's a parasite, and so in the same way that Gabriel's a parasite, Gabriel has been living off of Madison's life force energy, right? To keep Gabriel alive in there. And so basically that is a representation of the trauma of the past. If you ask me, that is a representation of the trauma in the past and how it keeps you from growing and literally growing in life. Like, we're not even talking about the rates of miscarriages and all of that, but literally the stress from repressed self and how that takes a toll on your life force energy. Can't produce and you can't reproduce sometimes. I ain't trying to get into all of that, but there is a science to, you got a certain amount of energy in your body, and if you're spending so much energy holding things back that are not, if you're spending a lot of energy, more energy holding yourselves back because you've been conditioned to, that energy is not being used to move you forward, to give you new life, to change your situation. We can speak metaphorically, we can speak physically, literally, but in the same sense, you got this much energy in you, and you can draw some energy in and from blah, 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 and blah, 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 but unless you remove some blockages and get some stuff together, whatever you have faced before will continue to consume you. So, once Madison heard, subconsciously, consciously, because now at this point we're just like, who's there? But once Madison heard that Gabriel has been consuming her babies, and she just like, hold up, like, now you done crossed the line. Not when you tried to kill that doctor, that doctor, that doctor, my mother, my almost little sister. None of them. But when you've been trying to kill me, no, my babies, because you got locked out too, sis. But you've been trying to kill me? Oh, hell no. So now Madison's up. She like, all right, I'm going to put you on a little spin now. Now that I know how this thing goes, Gabriel, I'm about to take you on a trip. So, Madison makes Gabriel think that Gabriel has killed the sister and killed the mother, and that Gabriel won. And I mean, honestly, with the way that the movie is set up, I'm not even sure how that would have gone. Like, yeah, I'm not sure. So I guess in the movie, Gabriel had to go because, well, if you have like a different plot ending for what if Gabriel won, let me know. But basically, Madison ends up trapping Gabriel back into her mind and then like sucking him back in, which was very disturbing. But sucking Gabriel back in, trapping him in a place, and then was like, listen, you gonna be here. Gabriel's like, no, I'm warning you though, I'll be back. Like, and she's like, okay, but when you are back, I'm gonna be ready to deal with you next time. Cool. So basically, Madison is back to herself, and she remembers, like, you know, although that was my inner self and it was using my body for bad, I have the same body and I still therefore have the same strength. So she picks her sister up, and that's the end of the movie, right? So now, here's where the metaphysics of it, or here's where Hollywood comes in and gets a little, creepy, freaky, evil. Because let's just say that Gabriel is honestly the person who has saved her, all right? Saved her from the abusive husband. That's when she got that ass, right? Saved her from the doctors that suppressed all that shit. So she knocked all those psych and doctor surgeons out the fucking window. Like, this shit, this wasn't even healthy, because look at what it made me do later on, okay? She knocked those suppressors out, oppressors out. Then, or he, Gabriel, she, Madison, whatever. But then Gabriel also came and knocked out all of those bitches that were in the cell with her, that were trying to take her out. Gone. Madison Didn't even lift a finger. Didn't even know what was happening. Medicine was just like, and then took out all the cops. And if you, I mean, there's a whole lot of tension between the media aware and cop people, you know, and all of that is also some other stuff. So we ain't gonna get into that. But the people who were trying to oppress her and lock her up now, present day, Gabriel said, hell no. Okay? No. Gabriel got them out the fucking way. That warrior, though, them valiant ones, they get to face them. It was like the hero, right? It wasn't no Krakoa. I mean, wasn't no Hercules or no Heru. But that motherfucker, I feel like, was very representative of that. Just that person didn't die either. So definitely wasn't no Heru. You know what I'm saying? But Krakoa, anyways, got to live. But essentially, Gabriel ended her world, right? And that's basically what the apocalypse is. If we're talking about Gabriel being the archangel that sounds the alarm for the end of the world, Gabriel activated takes out all your enemies. There is no this, that. If you're on a bad vibe when you encounter Gabriel and you coming at Madison or the entity, the self, that's it. It's over. It's over. And essentially, if all of your enemies are now taken out, the world as you knew it is over anyway, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, what would have come next? Who knows? Like, she was talking about some bringing the guard. Officer Moss was talking about some bringing the National Guard. Like, we need backup, because that is how much of an effort it takes if the part of you that is tapped into gets to your defense. If you let it come to your aid. Now, this also brings me to the part of where Hollywood comes in evil, because I get, for the sake of the movie, they had to have a bad guy. But in metaphysical esoteric studies, the whole point is to balance out these energies, to discover the darkness within, so that you can then use that to help fight your battles, right? So I guess that if Gregory was ever let back out, maybe they could tag team, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll use the conscious mind to know you just can't go killing people, but we could go killing people in a way that other people don't see, so that we knocking shit out still and just walking around, not having to go to jail. But Gregory like, fuck jail, I'm busting out of this matrix. Get me the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's get it. But, yeah, I don't know. How do you guys feel about the movie? Tell me about some mind-body connection stuff. If you know what that dark, scary chariot room was, let me know. Let me know how you feel about that dark-light balance and how that, in a sense, is your strength. Not having those traumas from the past or those repressed parts of yourself repressed, right? You get to live out in your full being. And you're like, that's the real power there, you know? Some of you can relate. Some of you, if you're seeing this, it's time, okay? So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think about this review. Let me know if you thought it was helpful into getting into some of the symbology. And if you don't, if you can't relate, I understand. I understand it's not for you. All right, but I'm about to get out of here. It's been real, right? Later.
If you enjoyed this review, go ahead and like and share and comment and subscribe. And let me know in the comments what you'd like to see next. Bye.